Hi everyone, today is powered by the black stuff, coffee, so let's get into it. If I remember correctly, there was 8 of us in total. 2 guys took coaches down and the rest of us just jumped on board one of those in order to get down to the place itself. As you'll have seen from the thumbnail, that was the NEC, that was the place, and it was for Crufts. Some people will know that Skills coaches have the contract to run the shuttle buses for the NEC. Some of you won't know that, but now you do, and that was why we went down for the day. So they decided that there was going to be enough people that they needed extra drivers on to run some extra buses just to handle the flow of people coming through and make sure that everyone can get from the car park to the main venue perfectly fine. So as you'd imagine, we have a depot on the actual site itself, and this is just a quick shot of 3 of the little buses at the beginning of the day. This is the one I had, and I've got a walk around video of this and one of the other buses later on in the video. Let's pick it up and show you a complete rounder. So this is leaving the stop for East 4 and heading back towards the piazza where we dropped off. So we were doing, or at least I was doing for the day, East car parks, which is East 1, 2, 3 and 4, and it's just 2 stops. There's a stop at the beginning of the car parks for East 1 and 2, and then there's a stop at the end, which is the one we just picked up at for 3 and 4, so 2 stops, and then we just drive round to the main piazza. Okay, first thing to say at this point is a site speed limit of 15 miles an hour. So we're not allowed to go more than 15 miles an hour when we're driving. So you can see now why the day was powered by a coffee. Okay, so that's this other stop we're just passing on the right here now. And we're going to just head our way through to the main piazza. At this point we can go in either lane here, and I could see that there was a little bit of a queue in the right hand lane, so I opted for the left, and as you can imagine it turned out to be the wrong choice. But don't worry, I won't make you sit with me behind this van. I'll cut the video and come back when the van starts to move again. Okay, off he goes, and we're finally able to move, and of course by this point all that traffic in the right hand lane had gone, but hey, that's life. So we're going past the priority parking on the left here, and as you can see we start to come up to where the main halls are on the right, and we're going to go straight down. I'm sure if you've been to the NEC, to any shows or anything, trade shows, that kind of thing, you may well recognise this. In fact, if you have you been on the shuttle bus? Comment below and tell me if you've been on one of these shuttle buses. So again, remember the site speed limit here is 15 miles an hour, so it looks quicker on video than it actually feels, of course. And passing here now the blue badge parking on the left, and they're going past the halls on the right. That's the Moxie Hotel just coming up on the left hand side. For much of the day, this pedestrian crossing had marshals on it, as you can imagine, and there's lots of people trying to cross and lots of vehicles trying to get around, so that made life a bit easier. And then we're going to turn right into the piazza turning circle here. There's specific bus stops for each of the car parks, so if you're going to use this to learn about the NEC, then the stop we stop at just here, what is effectively the first stop past these taxis, is the stop for East car parks 1 to 4. The next stop in front of us is the stop for East 5 and the South car parks, and then round on the end you'll see as we leave is the car stop for North car parks.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, where are you going?
4 and 5 car park.
East or north? North, that's the stop over there where that bus is now.
As you can see me explain to this lady here. People often don't know where they're going, and that's fine. People often don't know what buses go where, and that's fine as well. So part of the job, of course, is directing people to the correct bus.
Which one? That's fine.
I found myself in the habit of asking almost every passenger who got on where they were going. But nonetheless, of course, during the course of the day, there was a number of passengers that you took down to the end. They decided that wasn't where they wanted to be, and so you brought them back here again so they could catch the correct bus. And that happened a few times during the day, and of course, you know, no one's bothered. We all have a bit of a chat and a laugh about it, and it's all good, so no problems there. So that there's no timetables, at least we were not running to timetables. There was enough buses that we just kind of ran round and round, and you just used a bit of common sense and intelligence, so that, you know, you didn't stack all the buses all up together when there was, you know, not very many passengers. You know, kind of space yourselves out around the route a little bit. It's a terribly short route, it's a little bit hard, so you did get a couple of buses together at occasions. Of course, if, you know, the beginning of the day when lots of people were going in, and at the end of the day when lots of people are going out, you know, you kind of run in a block together because you're just trying to move the people as best you can to where they need to get to. But for generally, for the rest of the day, it was just kind of, you know, just be sensible about it. So we move here, and that bus stop in front of us is the South and East 5, and then we go past these stops, which are the North car park stops. So if you go NEC, then you now know where to catch your bus from. And I mean, that the route we've done is the route. We're just going to do it back the other way round. I think the total rounder time for this was about 11 minutes or something, so it's ridiculously short, and you just go round and round and round and round and round and round and round, as you can imagine, round and round and round. So we kind of do a block of time, have you know, 3/4 an hour off, go back and do some more driving, have 3/4 an hour off, go back and do some more driving. I did 3 driving periods in the day. We do 12-hour shifts here at the NEC of the car park, so 12 hours split. And I split it 3 blocks. The longest one I had was, I think, 3.5 hours. Of course, your 12 hours includes getting down there and back as well, so it's not 12 hours pure driving in the arena. But of course, the buses are on for the bulk of the day, as you'd imagine they need to be. So we're just going to go back, and as I say, it's exactly the same route back as the route in. Had to be careful at this point here. You see there's marshals there, lots of people crossing the road just there, even though there's no crossing, which again is fine. And of course, with it being crossed, you can see a doggo there on the left. With being crossed, there was lots of doggos around, so, you know, lots of barking, and that's cool. I have a dog myself, so dogs don't bother me whatsoever, so it's kind of interesting to see people with their dogs coming, visitors. What I did notice about the show dogs, I'm guessing what was the show dogs, is they almost all came in like a crate, a wheeled crate, like a big wheeled crate, often with blankets draped over them. So I presume that's so that people couldn't see, you know, the dog before it got to its show. I've never been to Crufts. Please, someone educate me on how and why. But that was my assumption, was that they wanted to sort of keep the look of the dogs a little bit under wraps until they were doing their particular show. So quite a lot of the dogs, I say, came in these big rolling cages, really, I suppose. But, you know, and they were all right on the buses. So the buses obviously have lowering floors to get you down to a good height. So we come up to the roundabout here, and someone did tell me what they call this roundabout, but I can't quite remember now. It's been too long. And that is the car park East 1 stop there. Didn't East stop there? No one wanted that one. And there was no one there to pick up to go back, of course, so we missed that one out. Come round, and you've probably, if you've been to the NEC, driven through those gates to get into a car park. East 1 and 2, these first ones on the left here, kind of meld into one car park, really. It is 1 and 2, but it's really one car park. And then East 3 is the one on the right as we come down here, and it's where all the electric car charging is. And then East 4 is the one on the left, just at the end here, straight ahead, kind of leftish. So this is it. So this is the stop here we're going to pull into for what we call East 4. And that is one complete rounder done. And we've just done that lots and lots of times in the day. So this is the bus that I've had for most of the day. You can see the registration LX03CAE. It's just a little Dennis Dart. So I'll have a little wander around. As you can see, liveried up for NEC down the side, as all the vehicles here that we use are. And even this little one is a double door. Driver's cab door is open because I'm on a break at the moment. This is what the driver's cab looks like. Then we've got a taco. We're on tacos on these ones. And then a little tour down the bus, which obviously isn't going to take very long, but nonetheless. Just very bog standard bus design in here. So that's the little Dennis Dart that I've got today. And this is the other vehicles that they've got here. So they've got the two types, the Dennis Dart, and then they've got these Mercedes Citaros. Looking at this one's BD12 OVN, as you can see. The buses have all got destination blinds. Again, liveried up. And this is the Mercedes Citaro. Cab area. Then the bus here particularly is laid out with plenty of space here in the midsection. Lots of standing room, seats at the back. Couple of pairs of forward and rear facing. That's a slightly strange configuration, but obviously the wheel arch. Obviously got grab handles. So that's the Mercedes Citaro. And there's my little Dennis Dart again. Going out that back again in that soon. I've been wanting to try this camera angle for absolutely ages, and this is about the only chance I could think of doing it, because of course with the on-site speed limit of 15 miles an hour it's pretty safe, and the reality in this location is that had the camera have actually fallen off, then I could have just stopped and grabbed it. So certainly a whole lot better than trying to attach it in this location to a coach and belting along the motorway at 62 miles an hour. So anyway, so this is just attached to the wheel rim, as you can see at the back, and it points forwards, and I just thought it was quite a fun little camera angle to try. So this is just half a rounder from E4 through to the Piazza with this funky little camera angle, so ride with me on this one. If you're wondering why I'm stopping here, it's because when it gets busy there's just not the physical space to get all the buses into the stops, so we kind of had to make do with stopping as and when we could to let guys off and on. Okay, so just a shot of the bus just in the evening towards the end of the day. And that's it. That was an interesting day on the NEC shuttles. I hope you found that interesting and informative. I mean, they're short, round and round and round all the time, but as something different, just a change from the regular stuff, it's not bad. And I said to the controller guy down there, good guy, I said to him, next time I come down, I want to do something different. So that's it, a day on the NEC shuttles. Thanks again for watching the video, guys. As always, please like and subscribe, and always, as always, again, leave a comment on this video, say something so that YouTube knows that you're enjoying the video and interacting with it, and I will reply as well. So remember, tell me if you've been to the NEC, if you've been on the shuttles, if you know anything about the vehicles, just put comments below and let's get some discussion going. But that's it for now. Take care, guys. Drive safe. See you again next time.